It's Championship Men here at Championship Weekend, the Central Coast, or as my co-commentator, Ian Rebillard, former teammate of the Sydney Kings, well, teammates for life, calls it God's waiting room. Welcome to the coverage.
Thanks, Steve. It's nice to be here and really a very, very good final in store for us.
Sure is. And both of these teams have had quite a road to get here. It was Sydney Comets who had to beat Manly in an elimination final to make it to the Final Four, and then beat Newcastle last night. As for Bankstown, they had to get through the Central Coast to get here. A big game from Jason Kadee, and also a big game last night over at Norse, and they dropped the hammer on the Norse Bears, who were the minor premiers.
Yeah, look, we came up against Bankstown last weekend in the elimination final, and we just didn't have the numbers to counter them. They are very deep. I mean, when you can bring someone like Stevie Markovic off the bench in the last quarter, Opacek's such a presence inside. Kadee runs the game so very well. And you've got guys like Clint Reed, you know, former NBL player, and I think Comets have their work cut out.
They've been coming up against the odds all year long, the Comets, just like their youth league team, who suffered multiple injuries, have been able to weather the storm late in the season to get themselves in this position. This is their 5th straight grand final.
Well, they had a great win last night, really against the odds against Newcastle. Newcastle, I'll say hundreds of people came down from the castle last night, you know, an hour down the road to support their team. But to Comets' credit, you know, they had counters against Newcastle. They really ground out a very good win to warrant their place in this championship final today.
What do you think some of the key matchups? You know, Louis Brandt has come into play for the Sydney Comets. Of course, he's a Penrith young man, but he has really stepped up and had a bigger role as the injuries have piled up.
Well, without Dawson and Devlin, Brandt's had to carry that load in the 5 spot. You know, he's an orthodox lefty, gets the job done. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes today. To me, the key matchup, Sekholt versus Kadee. That's going to decide the outcome of this game. Bankstown are very, very deep, and I'm looking down the court there. You know, the Comets seem a little bit undermanned, but that can work in their favour as well, because you don't have to worry about rotation, stay out of foul trouble, and just play the game hard.
Yeah, as you look at their bench, I was thinking that Luke Kendall, maybe you should have brought a jersey, because they've only got 8 guys. And we are underway. Louis Brandt comes up with the tip, gives it to Michael Sekholt, who was off the mark from the perimeter, but was a great floor leader and a great defensive presence in that grind-out win that they had last night against Newcastle.
Well, they're very patient here, but they're looking for Brandt inside.
Sekholt scoring a count early. Bankstown, Jason Kadee with another 40-point game. Very cruisy style. See how he goes about his business tonight.
Well, the Comets in this little matchup zone. A lot of switching defenses. Come away with the rebound.
Overs, one of the more efficient guys in the league. Sweeping left hands blocked by Alex Opacek. And he is big and long. Overs again. Cabrera, who played in the youth league final.
Moser, a renowned outside shooter, you know, formerly Parramatta junior, playing for City.
Reed putting it on the floor, tries to get through a gap that wasn't really there.
You know, Clint Reed, Steve, gives them so much experience. You know, they didn't start him against the Crusaders last week in the elimination final, but when he came in, did just a very, very sound job. You know, no mistakes, made a couple of good baskets, and you'll see him inside here working against this matchup zone. Franco pushed Mosa with the call, remonstrating with Nico, and that's not going to work for him unless he knows French.
Yeah, just gotten back from Europe, where I don't believe they take a whole lot of back chat.
No, but I've got to, you know, I've coached in this league, and he's a very, very good communicator. And that's half the battle with the referees, and he's one of the best at it.
Opacek from deep. Pulled down by Overs. Here come the Comets. P.J. Isaacson into the game. Real early substitution. Of course, that's Don Lane's son. Seckold way off the mark. Pulled down by Franco.
Yeah, Brandt with a touch. Brandt with another touch. And Franco a little bit lucky there, you know, coming off Brandt's leg. Remonstrating with the referee as well. And the Comets back to a 2-3 matchup zone by the look of this.
Trying to take the sting out of that man-to-man offense with Jason Kadee. Franco looking to get dribble penetration. Opacek one-on-one with Brandt. Shot clock down to 2. He's got to hurry. Overs is fouled by Franco on the rebound. And so far, that zone of the Comets has Bankstown a little stymied.
Well, it's probably a good strategy by Kendall too. You know, with eight players, you've got to conserve some energy, and it's going to be a long final. Overs with a miss.
Kadee in transition. Nice pass to Opacek, blocked from behind by Cabrera. Isaacson. Cabrera slows it down. Overs in the short corner. Throws it right into the hands of Reed, who was quite an athlete in his day. Franco, knifes to the rim. Hard off the backboard, though. Skip to Cabrera, puts it on the floor, goes hard to the rim. Contact, no call inside the circle.
Nice second effort by Cabrera, Steve. You know, like missed the layup, got his own rebound, put back. That could very well determine the outcome of this game. Pizzoglou stripped there by Overs.
Oh, Clint Reed. Nice pass to Paz.
Oh, that is close to a flop, surely.
Offensive foul. No bucket. And of course, we have the luxury of
just watch
slow
this
motion
replay. You know, it's a close call, Steve. Feet were outside the no-charge zone. One to the Comets. See how many of these 50-50 calls are made.
Seckold attacking the zone of Bankstown. That pass was never going to make it through. Successfully, anyway.
Interesting that Bankstown have gone to a 2-3 zone as well.
Cabrera. Seckold.
Foul by Franco. You know, and Franco's credit, trying to stop middle penetration, push him to the baseline, keep him in front. You know, 2-3 zone is all about, you know, it's a percentage game, as we know. Make sure they don't get dribble penetration to the easy, you know, pass and dish.
PJ from the corner. That rims out. Opacek comes down with a rebound. Ryan Morgan in for Bankstown. Pause from the corner. Tries to throw the bounce pass. No good. Comets with numbers. To Cabrera, who misses the layup. Another bad pass. This time he pays the price. Had Kadee streaking. saw him late. Kadee, here's the matchup you're talking about. Tough shot. Ooh. Wow. Jason Kadee opens up his account.
Well, that's what he's capable of, Steve. You know, he had a massive score last night, and he's been in absolutely red-hot form. So I'm sure Kendall has spoken about that at length.
Good feed into Louis Brandt. It was such a good pass fake. I think that he actually faked Louis Brandt. Referees for this evening: James Boyer, Nico Fernandez, and Sharad Shafagi. How did I do there?
You did better than I would. I know a Shiraz is something you'd probably put in a glass of wine.
Jace Kadee short on that three-point bomb.
Good ball movement, wide open, nails it. Triple in the deep catch corner. PJ Isaacson. Good D as well by the Comets, so they've hit one, turned one over. Seckold on the drive, up and under.
Kadee's got numbers. Good pass. Ryan Morgan gets his first two. Comets still with a 2-point lead. On the back of a three-pointer by P.J. Isaacson. Overs. Nice pass to Isaacson. Missed the layup, but it's tipped in by Louis Brandt. He's fouled by Jason Kadee from behind. Jason Kadee with a big number last night. Equally as dangerous off the pass.
Yeah, just good play, you know, against that zone, working in behind it, Steve. But Louis Brandt, you know, you look at him on the free throw line, just gives this team a little bit of an X factor. He's an inside-outside player, former development player with the Sydney Kings. Every time we've played the Comets, that's the Central Coast Crusaders, he has caused us serious grief. You know, he's a lefty as well.
Shoots his free throws right-handed.
Well, that's a little bit different, eh?
Pretty good foul shooter. Wonder how he got to that.
Again, you see Cabrera on the weak side, away from the ball. Markovic in early, but denying the touches for Kadee. It's really almost a 4v4 offensive zone set.
Good strong drive by Seckold. Opacek. Can't find the bottom. Cabrera looking to turn the corner. Good strong move by Adrian Cabrera.
Bankstown a little bit rattled here, Steve.
Markovic spinning to Opacek. Good footwork. Rims around and goes down. Stevie Markovic
had a good look at
the lane.
Had a good look at the compass. Touched all north, south, east, and west of that basket before it dropped.
Every inch. Cabrera. Nice fake to the baseline. Got in that move to the middle. He's been busy this weekend. Played 2 games in the Youth League semifinal, final, and now same here. The men's championship. This is 4th game on the weekend. 2 days. Seckold. Extra pass to Isaacson.
Bankstown dodged a bullet there, Steve. Wide, PJ wide open. Markovic, good take. You know, like that's what he gives them, that poise, composure, picks the right lane, finishes well.
Grimacing about something. Well, he is a flat-out player. Cabrera for three. Yes. Coming up big. Markovic for three. Right back at him.
Yeah.
That is just, that's class right there.
Right there, old school basketball. You make a three, you cannot give up the next play a triple. It just takes all the heat out of the game.
Brandt skips it to Cabrera with the hot hand. Trying to grab that with just one hand. Johnny
Jovane with the foul. Just got tangled up, I think, with Opacek. Foul called against him. Subs in, both groups.
Boy, you're not kidding about their depth. Bankstown just keep coming at you.
That's right. They have, you know, in the games that we've played against Bankstown, Markovic really has been a third quarter player. So to see him here early, not one he wants to remember, but he's really been coming in late and just, you know, icing games.
Oh, he had that play read too. Needed the spacing on the pass. He threw it to where the man should have been.
7 on the clock. Brandt inside, outside. Just a little bit long. Markovic.
Looked like it had the distance, but a quick first quarter here in Champ Men's. The Sydney Comets in their 5th straight finals appearance going up against Bankstown. And it's the Comets with the 18-12 lead over the Bruins. And the zone really has given Bankstown a bit of trouble.
Well, it has, and I think they've done that to try and counter, you know, the offensive potency of Jason Kadee, and obviously it's done that. He's made one triple. Obviously got a good assist there on that, you know, back cut. But to keep Bankstown to 12 points in the first quarter, you'd have to go. Luke Kendall would be delighted with that.
Luke Kendall has suffered numerous injuries. Of course, it wasn't long ago that he was playing for the Comets in the championship final a couple of years ago in Maitland. Coming up against Norse, where they came away with a defeat. Norse Bears, after winning the minor premiership, and absolutely got their hat handed to them last night by Bankstown.
Well, look, I've got to be honest. I've been saying for a couple of weeks that I think Bankstown are the form team of this championship league. They're just so deep, Steve. You know, like, and they're well led, they're well coached. You get no respite when a sub comes in. You've got to be on guard fully because they are really legit. And I think the Comets will be very, very well pleased that they've kept them to 12 points in this first quarter.
They've kept them to 5 of 16 shooting from the field, 3 of 10 in 2-point. Well, their success has been from the 3-point line, where even though they're 2 of 6 at just 33%. And the rebound count going to the Comets. And those are the areas that you look for, those effort areas.
Well, you win the rebound count, you're going to win the possession game, and that'll give you a chance to win this game. And I think the Comets are probably up by 2 or 3 in the rebound count. So good early signs for the Sydney Comets. Bankstown with their work to do.
Both teams relatively stingy in the turnover department. Well, probably because we've seen a lot of zone. There's not a whole lot of pressure being put on those passes. Three-point basket. A little long. Markovic off the foot of Sekhold.
That's a reset. So Bankstown with a new 14-second shot clock against this very active zone by the Sydney Comets. Oh, that's straight off Kadi's foot. That is very, very unusual.
Up top, the Comets. Jovan to Overs. Overs with a sweeping hook.
Oh,
somehow.
And it drops. You know, Overs has got the range, Steve. I was surprised he gave up that shot to take the drive to make that skyhook. Markovic feed inside. Cut off by Louis Brandt. Ball's out of bounds. Bankstown ball. 8-point difference at the moment. Subs are in. Louis Brandt gets a rest. Isaacson back in. Brandt's done a very, very good job.
There's another turnover.
Oh, that could very well be intentional. Because the Comets were on a two-on-one fast break with open court in front. Luke Kendall having a word to say. You watch this. Here's the turnover. Flicks it ahead. That is 2 points that Comets would love to take.
He's saying you got to have the ball for it to be unsportsmanlike. Really?
I'm not sure about that.
I mean, that's what he said.
So what, that mean you can punch someone and
well, no,
they haven't got the ball?
He must have meant it differently. He said he didn't have the ball. Sekhold. Jovan from the corner. Over there doing his three-point dance.
Well, let me tell you, the energy from the Sydney Comets is very significant. That's a little push-off that wasn't called.
That's a big body doing some damage.
There's a push-off back by Sekhold. And now it's called, and that might count, and it does. Look at the Comets bench, Steve. Bankstown are as quiet as church mice, and the Comets, they are fully engaged.
Flat, not much being generated by the Bankstown Bruins. Clint Reed will come in for Nathaniel Musters. And he's been at the Kings training. A couple of those young development players, he's really impressed Andrew Gaines. Sekhold real short on that one. Kadi in the open court to Markovic.
Oh, touched. Comets ball. Well, certainly the tempo is very much with Sydney Comets. And I've got to say, Steve, a little bit surprising. You know, Sekhold's done a great job. Moses back in. And the momentum is certainly with Sydney Comets. They find themselves up by 13 with possession.
Getting some solid contributions from PJ Isaacson. And Cabrera as well. Got the start. There he is, there on the offensive glass.
Right there. And that's the shot I was talking about. You know, Overs can take that shot. Reed didn't really honor it, although he's got this intercept.
Reed misses a layup.
Oh, wow.
Moser will slow it down. Chris having a hard time handling it. Skips it to Overs. Extra pass to Cabrera. 5 on the shot clock. Spins baseline. Good defense from Kadi. Probably should have shot it initially. With the shot clock down to 8. Markovic on the post up.
Oh, tough shot. But Cabrera, more of a driver, Steve, gets more of his points inside than outside. It was a good take, you know, a little bit offline, off the glass, through hands. Good ball movement by Sydney.
Chris from the corner.
Wow.
That's it down.
Bankstown without any answers at the moment.
Reed puts it on the floor. Pause for three. Big bucket for Bankstown.
That's a big basket, you know, and in the context of the flow of the game, that is a very, very important steadier for Bankstown.
Moser.
And likewise, Steve, a big miss right there. Could have counted that three from Pozzoglou, but he missed it.
Reed for a deep three. Big three for Bankstown.
And we know they can put, you know, points on the board very quickly, shown by there. They've got so many offensive weapons. Just showing again. You really have to be aware of where their points are coming from.
Overs wants the ball in the short corner. Shot clock down to three. His hook is good. Too big, too experienced. Kadee, they give him a wide open look, and they dodge a bullet there. Jason Kadee was open in transition. Overs. Chris up top to Moser. Puts it on the floor, draws the contact, puts it up with his left hand. Great job by Paz knocking it off the rim. Kadee wanted a foul called.
Well, Kadee still remonstrating with the referee. Felt he was bumped. Well, I mean, he was bumped. He was touched, you know, like. And he's having a crack at Nico as well. Still having a chat. Move on. He gets more calls than most. Couple of the Gosford City under-12 girls in on the action.
Doing one heck of a job.
Fantastic for them. And what a great club it is, Steve.
It is. You may be a little biased, but from an outsider looking in, you are 100% correct.
I am totally biased, and I'm the first to say it, but we try and punch above our weight, and we have this weekend as well.
Sure have. Done a great job of hosting the finals.
Oh, Markovic, an unlikely turnover. Sekol on the drive, up and under. Good rebound from Pozzoglou again. Gets away with a little pass. Markovic finding Kadee. Pozzoglou again on the drive. Nice feed to Reed. That's good basketball by Bankstown. You know, that's why they're so dangerous. They've all got the ability to put it on the ground, find the open man. Very unselfish play. Here's Brand at the other end.
Pause with the block. Former teammates in Penrith. Overs has the ball knocked away from him.
It's starting to warm up, Steve.
Is that the right score?
30-20. Bankstown down by 10. That's just too easy. Oh.
Sekol with an air ball. Reed. Markovic composed.
Back to Barnes.
Kadee with the good hands.
Got it.
Big play. Make something out of nothing.
Now the Bankstown bench riding that emotion. You know, it's such a roller coaster ride.
Skip to Cabrera. He's been good. Extra pass. Sekol for three. Nice rebound by Barnes.
They score again here. Kendall may be required to call a timeout, but they've dodged a bullet there from a miss by Pizzoglou. Turnover. Luke Kendall letting him play. Oh, turnover.
Deflection. Here come Bankstown. Comets need a timeout. Kadee for three.
Here it comes. I think that timeout was probably one play late, Steve, you know, like just to sway the momentum and keep control of the emotions. But Bankstown now down 2:29 to play. They're on fire.
Look at this one, Moose. Kadee with the three. He's in front of the Bankstown royalty. After he hits it, lets him know too. Had a couple of words.
I think that's Elfo over there, the chairman of Basketball New South Wales.
That's right, Vicky Croucher.
Vicky, oh wow, that is royalty. We should stand and salute. Okay, I was joking. You can sit down now, Steve. It's fantastic to see. But, you know, the swings and the momentum of this game, certainly in Comets' favour, but Bankstown, quick baskets, right back in it. 2-point game, 2:29 to play in this first half. That's what we expected, and that's what we've got.
Sure have. It's shaping up to what we anticipated. Bankstown putting lots of points on the board, and the Comets with the ability to withstand any run and grind out a victory.
The other interesting thing as we just look at the scoreboard there, Steve, there's only been 2 fouls called this entire quarter.
Wow, letting it flow.
Yeah, you know, and you want the players to determine the outcome of any game. And I think this weekend we've seen that. There's been, I think, a very significant willingness by the referees to let the players play. And they, you know, they've done a good job.
And for the most part, every team that's won it have deserved it, have been the better team on the day.
That's right. And I guess that's what I was trying to say. Almost a turnover there between Overs and Seckold. Seckold on the drive, nothing there. Brandt late block. Oh, makes it. Nice left-hand shot, Steve.
I wonder if he ever questions which hand he's going to shoot it with when he catches it like that. Markovic, bang. Yeah. Wow. He is just automatic.
But that's a breakdown in recognition by Cabrera. He has to know that Markovic can make that shot. And you cannot give a three-point shooter that type of space. Brandt inside again, too easy.
Good feed. Luke Overs, a tremendous passer out of that short corner. Skip. Markovic is feeling it. Dances by Cabrera, lays it off to Opacek. What a luxury that is to have 2 guards like that for Bankstown.
Well, that's right, but, you know, well, that shot's out. You know, last play, Seckold's there, come and double that, get it out of the scorer's hands, make other players make that play. You know, again, it's a percentage game. And, you know, here it is here. So Markovic's got the ball. Seckold's late. Inside to Opacek. That's just too easy. Opacek quadruple teamed, I think, Steve.
Sure was. He felt like he was fouled. He had 4 Comets around him. Rebounding by committee. The Sydney Comets. 1-point game. Less than a minute to go. Here until halftime.
Both teams have, you know, consistent or persisted with the zone. Markovic with the steal. Kadee with the onside dribble. Seckhold early foul. In fact, you know what you're seeing there, it's classic Andre Lamanis. Open court play, foul him. Don't let them get the momentum on an easy transition basket. Foul them early. Reset your defensive strategies, and you'll see this in the Olympics this weekend. And it's no surprise. Comets have done the same thing.
That's why the U.S. team hates playing Australia. They can't get any mojo going in the open court.
That's it. Why let him get the emotions up if you just foul them at halfway and say, boys, reset.
Yeah. U.S. team had a tough one with Serbia.
Exactly. Late clock, Brand on the drive, held by Opacek. I think that's the call. Could be another early foul here. 7 on the clock. You know, don't give him that chance. Oh, this is Brandt's bread and butter inside.
Pozoglu goes upstairs and can't get it. Oh, rims off. Brandt misses a layup.
I don't know who's on the clock, Steve, but when I'm on my deathbed, I want him there because that seemed a lot longer than 7 seconds. I'll tell you that right now.
It sure was. And after 2 quarters of play, it's a low-scoring game with those 2 zones just stifling the defense and stifling the offensive air out of one another. It's a 1-point game. 34-33 at the Waratah League Championship Men's Grand Final here in Terrigal. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back. We're ready for the second half of the Waratah League Championship Grand Final 2016 in the Central Coast here. Beautiful Terrigal, New South Wales, home of Ian Moose Rebillard.
Well, Steve, I'm just going to touch on Terrigal before we get to the basketball. It is God's waiting room, and I love it here. It is such a lifestyle, great basketball, and we're seeing that in this game. 1 point difference, 20 minutes to play. Who's your money on?
I like Bankstown's depth. I think that they're coached well, they execute well, they got experienced players, they have depth, and I just think over the course of 40 minutes, they won't be able to stymie the offense of Jason Kadee and this well-balanced attack at times. You know, when Markovich and Kadee are finding their teammates, that's who you're thinking. That's what I think. I think Bankstown's going to get them.
Well, I think so too. What's been interesting though is the zone defense by the Comets has been highly effective. To keep Bankstown to 33 points, you know, a 12 and a 21 quarter, you'd like Ken will be happy with that. But as we know, it's a long game. Playing Markovic a lot more. It'll be an interesting second half, no question.
Something wrong with the clock?
Let me tell you, Steve, there's been something wrong with this clock ever since it got fixed. It is one of the banes of the stadium that what happens on the computer will run, but it won't show on the screens. And the coaches obviously can't see the computer. They see the two scoreboards. And it is really problematic. And it's something that the stadium is very well aware of and have to really try and rectify, you know, to host these types of events. Barnes with an open triple. That's a shot he can make from the veteran, but unfortunately, no luck.
Overs on top to Brandt.
So I think Brandt can go to work in here. Oh, inside, outside, left hand to right, over the top of Barnes. You're not going to see a much better inside move than that. That's an interesting matchup.
Sure is. Right at him. Threw about 3 combos. Kadee. Some people running to him. Skip to Reed. Opacek step into the middle. Great
might have been a travel, but he's got away with it, and it counts.
And all the time in the world, the good players do. Moser. Still a 1 point game.
Bankstown back to a zone again. I think that's why that mismatch occurred. Moser hasn't looked like hitting, Steve, and he's a shooter that can fire up.
Reed to Markovic.
Interesting play there. You know, Barnes can shoot the triple, but he's, you know, in a good skip pass receive position, tries to feed it into Opacek, kicked out of bounds by Brandt. That's a shot that Barnes can make. This is a shot Markovic can make too.
He can make just about anything. Seckhold. Nice move up and under, goes right at the body of Steve Markovic. Right back at him.
Yeah, he missed the first one, but, you know, that's the quality of the player and the confidence to say, right back at you.
Neither team has been able to run and get any transition baskets.
Oh, pushing the back. Not called. Overs inside with a miss. Kept alive again by Stevie Markovic.
Making all the heads-up plays.
This could be his play as well. Inside the Reed. Too easy.
Again, orchestrating that play, Stevie Markovic.
Bankstown now in the lead, Steve. First time in the game, I think.
Skip to Cabrera, extra pass to Moser. That's good.
That's what he can do. You know, out of Parramatta, recruited to the Comets. He's a renowned shooter.
Mismatch. It's kicked back out to Clint Reed. He bangs the three. This game's starting to heat up.
And that was deep. That was real deep. And now the benches are totally in reverse from the first half. Bankstown are up, fully engaged. Well, that looked like a travel.
He did travel. He's trying to do a little too much too soon. Kadee. Fouls on Adrian Cabrera. Bankstown trying to build on this 2-point lead. Wayward pass by Markovic. Moser with the transition layup that's followed up by Brandt.
And Brandt finishes with the right hand. Kendall not happy, but it was a good touch inside to force the turnover. Poor pass.
Well read by Brandt.
Nice Euro.
A Euro step. Throws it up with his right hand, his free throw hand.
Well, beautiful play by Louis Brandt. He really gives him that little bit of an X factor, and he's showing why.
Reed up top, feeds it down to Opacek. A lot of contact.
Very physical inside, and that looks like it's been touched by the Comets. It was.
Brandon.
Nice step.
Transition.
Throwing it up right-handed. Touches it off the glass. Nice touch by the big man.
Kadee, a fall away. Can't defend that much better than that.
That's just a tough shot, Steve. I mean, how do you guard that?
You don't.
And, like, seriously, that's what the Sydney Kings will be looking for.
He's in tremendous shape. Playing on a wave of confidence that he built in the tour where he went to China. Enjoying the security of the contract that he just signed. And everything going Jason Kadee's way.
Well, I mean, just, you know, seriously good offense. Tough shot, falling out of bounds, and hits a deep triple. And that gets him back in front by one. You know, that's the X factor. That's what Bankstown have. Like, we couldn't counter Kadee when we played him. You throw Markovic in there, Opacek, Reed, there's Barnes, Bam. They're deep, you know.
That never looked like missing. Stepped right into it. That's his role. Drills it. Seckold for Overs. Moser dances in the lane. Seckold.
Late shot
Ball's
clock
knocked
and
from behind.
touched. Won't be happy with that, Steve. You know, 4 seconds on the shot clock. Makes a poor play, gets beaten on the dribble penetration, tries to bail it out with a touch from behind, gets called and doesn't like it. You know, like, he should know better. There's the whack.
That looked clean.
It may have looked clean, but, you know, 9 out of those 10 calls are going to be made.
It is a bad play. Under those circumstances. Cabrera, shot clock winding down. He's got to get one off.
Oh. It's, again, poor decision by Pizzoglou. Late clock. You don't want to bail them out onto the foul line. Here it is again. Watch the replay. Nice little relay pass. Pauses up in the air. Committed. And on his way to the line.
Good heads-up play by Giovanni.
Yeah. And, you know, I know he's a scorer as well. So you've got to respect that outside shot, but you've just got to stay down. It is a really, as you know, it's a hard skill to learn, but when you can learn it and stay down, you are so much more effective at the defensive end. Makes the first. I think you may have 2 more to come.
Their youth league team and winning their championship earlier in the day did a great job of staying down on Clay Martin, who's got a tremendous shot fake. Very disciplined defense you guys played with that.
Well, that's right. And again, we were well scouted, so we knew that. Here's Barnes again. Thomas just dodged a big bullet, Steve.
Yeah, you don't miss too many of those.
And it's not over yet. Open check inside. Grant remonstrating with the referee. And he's wasting his breath.
We'll get another look. Overs.
You got a coin?
And well, it's one of those things. You know, if you're a rookie, you don't get that call. You just don't. You just don't.
No, you don't. Bankstown by 3. Now, I was going to say now 4, but still at 3. So a one-shot game, one possession game, and got to be honest, I think the Comets are surprising a lot of teams, a lot of spectators here. Overs. Opacek on the foul. Looks like a hold. They've called it a push.
It's so difficult to officiate that interior play because there's so much contact every possession. What's deemed to be illegal and what they let slide. It's so much gray area. Sure if that wasn't a pass.
I was looking at that. I'm the same with you. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that was a shot pass.
Off the mark, pause with the rebound, but good job by Seckhold to compete for that rebound. Wasn't able to gobble it in clean.
A little bit scrappy those last 2 plays. You know, looked like it did look like a foot violation at the defensive end, and then there was a layup that missed everything under good pressure by Bankstown. So again, 1-point game, 3.5 to play, Steve. Third quarter, it's still really in the balance.
Anybody's ball game.
And I really think that, you know, there's some players in this Bankstown side that can get hot. There's some players in the Comets side that can get hot, and it's who's going to step up to the mark and put their name on this. It's not just at the offensive end. You know, these games are won predominantly how hard your defensive efforts are. That's too easy. Bankstown would not be happy with that.
No, just danced right into the high post. A smidge lower than that. Caught it in rhythm and knocked it down. Oh. He got his money's worth on that one.
Well, it's a good foul. Looked like Bazoglu was ramping it up to throw that down.
Yeah.
Fouled early, put him on the line, make him earn it. You know, like, again, good play. Here's the replay. Boom.
He just grabbed his arm.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't have a problem with that. That's a good foul. Prevents him, makes him go to the free throw line and earn it. But that is called an unsportsmanlike so often. That's the inconsistency is what bothers people.
Well, you've got to ask the question, did he play at the ball?
No.
That's the key.
He went and grabbed his arm.
There you go. Then it should have been unsportsmanlike. If you and I can see that, well, surely the three down there can see it.
I didn't need the replay to watch it either. And I think that and I'll put this away as soon as this possession is over. Good pass. The back of the iron. Good rebound. Barnesy to Kadee. Makes that look easy.
That's a key play in the game. There's key moments in every game. And I think you look back on this one and say that's going to be one of them. Same shooter.
Yeah. Missed a wide open look.
He did.
Another look at it. Pulls down the board. Markovic heads up. Hits Kadee in stride. Ooh.
Well, that's Noriega again. Like, and he's walked. Well, Bankstown, after the miss by Noriega, have a chance to stretch this 2-point lead.
I got him a seat to the bench. Pause to Markovic. He hasn't missed much. Opacek. Out to Kadee. He shoots the 3 ball. That's short. Pause trying to run down that rebound.
Kadee saying he got touched again.
Moser. Brandt.
This is where Brandt can work.
Comes up empty. Kadee throws it away. Tried to look it off. Stevie Markovic. And then didn't get back.
Well, Brandt thought he got hit on the last play. He's having a chat to the ref. He hasn't got back there. And he gets the he gets the cherry pick, Steve. You know, like he's still blowing up to Nico. Can you put some common sense around this?
They need to start playing. They need to just play and leave the refs alone.
Opacek on the line. See, Brandt thought he got fouled here, didn't get back. Kadee with the turnover. Good work there by Overs. Brandt really hasn't even cleared the 3-point line. He's still blowing up. So's the bench.
I don't think Jason Kadee knew he was there.
Probably not.
Like he came out of the bar. Thought he looked familiar. Brandt down low. Nice little dish to Overs.
Nice pass. Overs with a... He won't like that. That really nice pass by Louis Brandt. Overs didn't convert. A little bit probably upset by that.
Neither team being able to capitalize on these stops. Pause for 3. Yes. 4-point lead for Bankstown.
Big basket, Steve, there from Pos.
Brandt skips it to Cabrera. Overs with a layup. Overs knew exactly how much time was left on the shot clock. Skip to Opacek. I think it was for Markovic.
I'd like to see that replay when this little play phases over. Pozoglu from the corner again, misses it. Opacek with a touch. Kadee, Markovic. This could be another key play, Steve. Barnes
for three.
Misses. Kendall was saying that ball was touched back over half. I don't disagree with him. I mean, we're sitting right on halfway. He's still talking to the refs. Watch it here. Now, did Markovic... Oh, you worked that out. Man, that is close.
That's very close.
If he touches that right here, that's over back, right there. He touched it with his foot in the front court, took it back.
But
that's a key call.
It is a key call, but like you said, it was close. It was close.
Well, 2 points. Bankstown up.
But this game is close. Every possession is so vital. You know, want that one.
Even coaching in this level, Steve, we talk about the value of every possession.
Yeah.
With a young team, I coached the young team, and I watched, even today when Drew Fenton coached our youth leaguers to a win. We stress the importance of, if you've got the ball, you've got to get a shot.
Yeah.
The value of the possession is so critical because it's a percentage game. And this game is, at the moment, evenly poised, can go either way. No question.
All right, well, let's have a look at some key stats. Let's go straight to the rebounds. They're pretty close, 30-33. Turnovers, 10 for the Comets, 14 for Bankstown.
Well, the other key stat you want to look at is just what are the shot percentages like? Because you get possession, you shoot the ball at a good clip, and they're around 41% for Comets, 44 for Bankstown. Free throw possessions. Then
you're talking about before, if you win the rebound count, you get more shots.
I think this is a situation of the zones being played that Bankstown have only been to the free throw line 6 times in the entire game, and the Comets 4. I'll tell you now, that's going to be an all-time record that'll never be broken.
Wow, that is amazing. We still have 9 minutes, though.
Brand can shoot this shot. Oh, nice work inside.
Inside presence by Louis Brandt.
It's off the ball foul. Moser on Markovic again. They're a coach killer.
That's so common in today's game, Markovic for 3. Can't find it. Second.
Oh, he's called the foul, and it's counted.
That's a big continuation. But he was coming up full speed. Good things happen when you are going hard and straight to the hoop. Look at that. One bounce dribble.
Who's the foul on?
I don't know.
Brad on the offensive glass. I mean, again, that's a coach killer.
Now it's the Comets with a 4-point lead.
Secol with the miss, Brandt with the rebound off the free throw.
Opacek from deep. Pozoglu gets a running start at the offensive rebound. No call. Markovic lays it up and in.
I've got to say, while they wipe the floor here, they should Well, look at this. You know, on the 6th tackle, they should kick, Steve.
A lot of contact on that last possession.
Unbelievable. They're looking at one another saying, was there no foul there? Watch this. Bang. 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 Chitty, chitty, bang, bang. Here we go.
There was not 6 tackles. Seckel, strong drive, extra pass to Moser. Off the back of the iron, Opacek with the defensive rebound. Big rebound by Big Alex. Kadee skating to his left. Good pass to Opacek.
Reed to Opacek, old school. Great pass. Great look inside. And Opacek, great position to convert.
High to low. Fix the shot clock again.
Well, 61-61. Here's the last play. You know, Kadee will take this down to the baseline. He'll throw back to Clint Reed. He looks, bang, straight to Opacek inside. That is just nice basketball right there.
Over is just a little late on recognizing who was in his zone. In his area on that 2-3 zone. Good feed into Brant. Clint Reed with a good foul.
Reed saying the foul was early, should be on the floor.
It's going to be 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's dreaming.
Yeah. Maybe when he played in the NBL, it might have been that way, but not in Terrigal.
Louis Brant to the line.
What hand's he shooting this with, Steve?
With his right hand.
Seems to work.
Usually guys that resort to really outrageous things aren't very good at it. And he's got a nice stroke. His right hand looks better than his left when he shoots it from the perimeter. Probably why he was able to kiss that shot off the glass with his right hand so easily.
In the first half. Yeah, no, you're right. Well, in fact, Larry Senstock, you know, one of the all-time greats in our league. That's a good catch. When he was a junior, he shot left and right-handed from the elbow.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Ian Davies, one of our old mates, get over halfway, he'd shoot it a normal set shot, one step over halfway, but he was better on his left hand on the free throw line than his right. No one knew that.
No. Ian Davies, of course, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, perimeter shooter to ever play in this country. Foul called on Ryan Morgan.
Good hustle by Morgan, you know, trying to just disrupt Seckel. Well, that's a foul too, but he got away with that one.
He is giving Seckel the blues.
Yeah, he's belting him.
Brant spins around.
That could go in.
Ooh.
That is an interesting call. I would love to see that on replay.
I don't know why Seckel's count and that one doesn't. Was it 2 separate movements? I'm not being critical. I'm honestly asking.
Here's the replay, Steve. It's good high-low speed.
He puts the ball on the floor. He's grabbed, and it's...
I know, I'm saying that's in the movement of shooting. I'm not sure. I'm not a referee. Never.
You didn't aspire to be one?
No.
It's a rhetorical
I wouldn't mind the pay they get, because I know it's a lot more than mine as a coach. I volunteer my time.
Opacek.
Oh, I thought he was going to fire it.
Kadee.
He will.
Rip through. He's fouled by Seckel. And he's stepping up to that challenge. He doesn't back down, Michael Seckel, no matter who his matchup is with.
No, good player, mate. You know, been around a long time. Student of the game, knows it inside out. Look at him marshalling his troops. Love it. Lock and trail on that. Franco with the triple, not in.
Seckel with the rebound. Pulls it up. Comes up short. Seckel goes to the line, trying to expand on this 2-point lead. It's just going to come down to who knocks down key shots late in the game. It's going to be tight.
Well, it is. Bankstown are already under the penalty. So every touch now, see Sydney go to the line. That short-armed again by Seckel. That's a couple. But I'm with you, Steve. You know, it's going to come down to the key plays. Who makes those baskets? Who makes the key defensive plays as well? That's lost in our game at times. And these championships are won, I think, at the defensive end.
Seckel comes up empty from the foul line. Reed tries to wrap around. Markovic. Floater. Short.
Grant.
Defense just sucked it in. Didn't make it obvious whether he should finish the play or dish it off.
I mean, if Brand had his time again, he'd just take it right to the rim because, as you say, defensively they did a good job. They kept it tight. Really didn't have too many passing lanes here. You watch again, Brand on the break. Both wing runners are wide enough, but Brand is literally right on the rim there.
Yeah.
He's long enough to just lay that in. But, hey, credit to both teams. Good offense, good defense. Defense won on that chance, on that play. So what's Luke Kendall telling his troops?
They have to stay disciplined on how they're playing these on-ball screens, especially Markovic. I think that he's got to think that they're in the driver's seat of this game.
Well, I agree. I think Bankstown would not expect to be in this situation. So Kendall's in the driver's seat. He looks pretty calm there. He's got engagement by all the players, clearly. You know, you just see Overs there just nodding, saying, yeah, I agree with that, agree with that. You know, another experienced player. We're in for an intriguing 6.5 minutes, Steve, in this final.
There's really nothing in it between these two teams. Both of them have tremendous experience. You spoke about Seckel and, of course, the experience of the Bankstown guards. Those guys, homegrown products, growing up in the Bankstown junior system.
Well, the thing with both of them, too, I mean, they're powerhouses of, you know, New South Wales, Australian basketball, these clubs. That's what people don't understand. The history in these clubs is phenomenal. Brand inside, throws it up right-handed, gets the foul. Looks like it's on Opacek. On 10 it is, so Opacek called with that foul. That'll see Brand go to the line again. He can stretch this lead. Important free throws. Free throws obviously win games. But down the stretch, they're more important. Oh, long arm, that one.
Yeah, I should have shot that one left-handed. Misses them both. Should be their ball. Goes the other way. Or shouldn't say should be, could be.
And
those are hard to rebound, those ones that just fire off the rim. Hit you before you can jump.
well, Sydney in this matchup zone still. Reed with a little scoop shot gets it all tied.
Looked awkward, but it counts. Brant rips it through. Clint Reed with a pushing foul.
Well, see him go to the line again.
The clock just keeps on running.
Well, as I was saying earlier, Steve, I'm not sure who put these clocks in or what company it was. But it's a real problem for the local association. I know that.
Timeout on the floor. 5:46 to go in the fourth quarter. And that's how far or long we have to determine who will be crowned 2016 Men's Championship winner. Defending champion Sydney Comets and the Bankstown Bruins.
Seriously, Steve, we see in the break, like it's been a party atmosphere here all week. There is no better place in Australia than Terrigal. I'll tell you that right now. You're a regular visitor up here.
That's why.
Here we go, Brant. How many are you counting here? One of two or none of two?
He'll make this one.
He needs to.
Yeah.
This is big for his confidence right here.
Yeah. If he misses this one, the next time he goes to the line, he'll be thinking about it. He does. Great heads-up play by Markovic.
Markovic.
Oh. Great hands. Reed. Brant reaching in.
Game again in the balance. Really important play.
But a ways to go before they're in the bonus. Kadee, that's who they want. The ball in his hands. Franco up top. Dribble penetration. Looking for cutters. Reed. What a heads-up play. Wow. That's huge.
What a great shot fake. And then to convert, Steve. Bankstown with momentum right here.
Cabrera gets to the rim. Can't get the finish.
Reed again. That's a foul. Talk about key moments in a basketball game. We just saw one massive one.
Two huge plays by Clint Reed. The obvious one, the three-pointer, knew exactly how much time he had on the shot clock. And then the defensive rebound in traffic and getting it out quick. You spoke about the experience of him coming in the game and being a factor.
Well, he's been good. So's this guy.
Reed with another one. That's the dagger. That's huge. Clint Reed, three great plays. Back to back to back. Moser going baseline. That's good. Big time play. They needed that one.
Key basket by Moser.
From three. It's off the mark. Moser stepping left. Off the back of the iron. Markovic with the rebound. He'll run some offense. Marco, Reed to Kadee. He wants a screen.
Well, pick and pop with Reed would be where you'd be heading, wouldn't it?
Floater by Markovic. Seckel.
Oh, I thought he was going to pull the trigger on that, Steve.
Yeah, I would have. Cabrera. Good strong drive by the MVP of the Youth League, Division I. Extra pass to Reed. Bankstown execute another score. High percentage shot. They're up by 3. Brandt. Skip pass to Seckold. Moser. Cabrera. He's fouled by Clint Reed. Big free throws. Adrian Cabrera, excellent foul shooter.
Yeah, I'll count these 2 in. Good take though, Steve. You know, good skip pass. You know, good way to put rim pressure. Finds himself on the line. Important 2 shots, no doubt. I'm with you. I'll count. You know, watch this guy in the Youth League. He was a, you know, key matchup. How do we defend this fella? We knew he was more of a driver than a 3-point shooter. We wanted to keep him off the line because of this.
Exactly. He'll shoot the 3 just to entice you to come out.
Yeah.
You have to be super disciplined. Only problem, when we played him in the semifinal with the Inner West Bulls, he went 6 for 6 from the 3-point line.
There you go.
But you're right on the scouting report. You know, maybe if we stuck with that, he wouldn't have had 40. Kadee skips it to Markovic. Creates space. Off the back of the iron, pause, tries to keep it alive. We're going the other way.
Yeah, Markovic, not overly quick, but just such a good ball control. Can always make his own shot. You know, hit the back of the iron, bounce long, Comets ball.
Moser to Seckold to Overs.
Right, bad pass, soft pass.
Kadee with great hands.
He's off to the line.
That's a huge play. Get another look at it. Ball's tipped. Pause just a little casual with that pass. The circumstances of the game.
Well, you've got to look long. Yeah, don't look back. We call the pass, you know, parallel to that sideline. That pass, make that pass, flatten the D out. You know, don't go back to your basket. That's just trouble waiting to happen.
Kadee makes it a 4-point game. Seckold to Moser.
Oh, that looked like a little walk.
He traveled. Overs to Brandt with the right hand. 2-point game. Less than a minute and a half till we crown a new champion. Long 3-pointer rattles out. Moser knocks it loose. He's got numbers to Cabrera. He's fouled. He'll go to the line again. He got 1 of 2 last time. Needs them both for a tie ball game.
Good desperation by the Comets. You know, loose ball. Moser with the fine. Here it is again. Good desperation there. Kadee missed it. And Moser with the 3-on-2. Finds Cabrera. Good foul. Off to the free throw line. Both teams in penalty. Minute to play. Solid free throw right there.
Very solid. Mentally strong. Knocks them both down. Adrian Cabrera keeping his team in a ball game. We're all tied up. Cabrera's hit the last 3.
You know, this zone, Steve, like every on ball that comes, Comets are just double teaming Kadee just to get it out of his hand. Make the other guys make those decisions, and it's worked effectively for him. This time it's Markovic. The doubles comes. That's going to be deep. I thought it was Kadee for the 3.
Markovic for 3. Kadee to Markovic.
That's what he does.
Big game player. He's done it his whole junior and senior career for the Bankstown Bruins. Kadee draws the D. Markovic.
Bam. Nothing but net.
Beautiful basketball.
Yeah. And hey, you know, what a luxury to have someone like Stevie Markovic coming off the bench. Like, seriously. It's unbelievable, the depth of this team, and hey, it shows.
It shows. And we still are in a 3-point game with 44 seconds to go.
So Kendall will get to advance the ball. The Comets will advance the ball, first third. Who are they looking for here, Steve? Is it Brand inside? Is it Moser outside? They got time, 44 seconds. You know, do they go for a 2? Are they looking for a triple? What are you telling them?
I say they go to Brand.
Inside?
Go to Brand. Inside. Or in the mid-post and have him make a play.
Yeah.
And then they're in a fouling situation and hoping that Bankstown miss free throws.
Well, they don't need a triple. They need to convert here.
Yeah.
Time, they've got time. You've got overs on that.
Bankstown don't want to foul, so I'd go right at them. Get that 2.
Bankstown still in the zone by the look of this. 2-3 zone. The Secol.
And he's the experienced one.
Gone to Moser. That's an air ball. And it's out by Comets. They're blowing up. But Nico down there, and he's telling them to calm down now.
I think that's a good warning. You know, we don't want to see the game end like this.
I think it was a good call.
Yeah.
No question. The crowd's counting clock, but it's working.
It's working on one side.
Yeah, they got to be watching this clock down here.
Markovic with 2.
Kendall with a timeout. Crowd getting loud, Steve. I think Bankstown can sense it.
Get another look at this last play.
Just
Mark just
a
cross it over. That's a quality move.
Tough move.
Guys stay at home because they know he can dish. He makes a play. He's made several plays this evening.
Well, he has. Who are you favoring for man of the match?
I'd have to say him.
I'd be going Markovic. I'm thinking Clint Reed has done a really, really good job for Bankstown. If it were to go Comets' way, I don't think you could go past the effort of Louis Brand.
No.
It'll be interesting to see how the voters judge that, Steve, because it's been a quality game. Bankstown fully engaged down here. Like, they're 14 seconds away from another New South Wales championship, and they have many.
Sechold. Moser for three. Off the iron, Kadee with the timely clinching rebound. Well, at the end of this, we'll wrap it up quickly and get off to the awards presentation.
I hear you're very busy this evening, Steve, doing that. All credit to you to volunteer your time like this for Basketball New South Wales. It's great to see Elfo here. It's his home club, you know.
Is it?
Yeah. Elfo, before he went on to all the things he's done in basketball, he was a Bankstown man. And I'm sure he's very, very proud that his club's come through. But this game's done and dusted. Bankstown are the 2016 Waratah champions. And they are in celebration mode right now.
They sure are. They deserve it. Great game. Gallant effort by the Sydney Comets, not just tonight, but to get themselves to the big dance here. Numerous injuries. 4 of their 5 starters out with injury, and somehow managed to piece it together and get themselves here and not go down really until the last minute.
Well, all credit to them. You know, you've summed it up very, very well. The fact that they've got Dawson and Devlin out, you know, 2 very, very key players, 2 other starters to take this game the way they did. All credit to Luke Kendall. But congratulations to Bankstown. You know, very, very worthy winners and a very, very good season for them. Congratulations to all involved.
All right, Ian Rebellion, thank you for joining us on this cast. I'm Steve Carfino. That's your final score, 79 to the Bankstown Bruins, 72. And that's it.
Basketball, so that's great. With the championship banner.